And this is going to be difficult to say, and I'm just going to say it because it's very sacred and personal for me, but I think it's really important, and so I am going to share it. And none of that has anything to do with me, which was a huge aha moment and so powerful. The relationship that I have with him is the extent of the love that he has for himself and no more, because he cannot give more. He doesn't have more to give. Hi, I'm Lisa Pyre. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is all about love, light, spirituality, lifting you up and leaving you better than I found you every single time. Positive, good vibes only. You know, I heard this quote the other day. There are two reasons people don't talk about something. One, because it doesn't mean anything to them, and the other reason is because it means everything to them. So true. If you want to allow people to be there for you, have true connection, then you do need to find a place of comfortable vulnerability. And the beauty about being vulnerable is you give people permission to do the same. Today we're going to talk about love, self-love, small topics. I'm going to share a couple of things that if you really get this, it creates unbelievable relief in life. All of the problems in the world could be solved with self-love. How do you find love? Well, first of all, you can't find it because it's never been lost. Love is always within you. Every single relationship is just an opportunity to share that with another human. Share the love that you already have within you. And if you're plugged into source, then you're nonstop electricity. You're not looking for temporary leaky batteries that are going to fail on you when you really need them.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
You have that eternal love within you. And then it's simply a question of who's worthy of participating in that love that you have for yourself. Having the eyes to see it means removing everything that's in the way of you not being able to see it, which is all of the layers of garbage, beliefs you have about yourself that make you not lovable. But you are unconditionally lovable in God's eyes, and that's something that I know so deeply that I would bet my absolute life on it. How do you discover that? For me personally, it was through meditation, and it was just this aha moment in the moment where I had a regular meditation practice, but this had never happened to me before. I was in the middle of meditation and I felt this unbelievable warmth and light around me. For the first time in my life, I really felt like I was encountering God.
How big is the universe?
Infinite.
How do you know for sure?
I don't, I just believe it.
It's the same with love, I guess.
Breathtaking. It took my breath away. It's like a flip of a switch where it was just all of a sudden I felt like I am so loved. I am so loved. It just felt so pure and so unconditional. It felt like total acceptance and loved for exactly who I am, as I am. No conditions, expectations, nothing, just love. The minute that I experienced that, I just realized, how could I not love myself like that? And God loves everyone like that. I understand and I appreciate that it is very personal, but that love is there and available for you 24/7, and it is completely eternal. It will never not take your call. It will never let you down. It will never betray you, lie to you, disappoint you. It is always there for you in full. And it also felt like, and this is going to be difficult to say, and I'm just going to say it because it's very sacred and personal for me, but I think it's really important, and so I am going to share it. It felt like the Father's love that I never had. And that is hard to say because I have a really wonderful relationship with my father. He has been my rock throughout my life, especially in some of the hardest moments and phases of my life. He has really been there for me. But there are many moments it has felt not pure and unconditional, but rather conditional, circumstantial, shrouded in sometimes complication and expectation. And none of that has anything to do with me, which was a huge aha moment and so powerful. The relationship that I have with him is the extent of the love that he has for himself and no more, because he cannot give more. he doesn't have more to give. More likely than not, your parents did not teach you pure unconditional love. That's a hard statement, and that's not finger pointing, blame, criticism whatsoever. That is saying with true empathy, compassion, honoring all that parents do for us and how incredible they are. You do it because it's duty and obligation and responsibility and the law, and hopefully out of love, from love, right? But I think a lot of people, if they were really honest, they might admit that the love that they feel from their parents is quite conditional a lot of the time, circumstantial. It depends. The extent to which your parents could love you and show you love and receive love is limited by the relationship and the self-love that they have for themselves. And it's a spectrum. They fall anywhere on that spectrum in terms of the 2 human beings on this planet out of the 7.8 billion that you got born to. After that moment, I started talking to God, first of all the time. I talked to God all day long. The relationship just became so personal. Family. It is the love that I never had ever in life until I acknowledged that love. That is only because people are human and they are limited, including me. I love my children purely and unconditionally because I have pure unconditional love for myself, so I can give that now. But I am limited in my capacity to give them love compared to the eternal, to the divine, to God. I too am just a human being, so I too am only doing what my best is at every given point in time, and that's what everybody else is doing too. The beauty of that realization is that you can take everybody off the hook. They're all just doing their best, including your parents. We're all just giving the amount of love that we have for ourselves to others at all times. The extent that you can cultivate that relationship with yourself is the extent to which you will never be without love. And then it takes the pressure off, it takes the expectation off, and it takes a lot of the toxicity out of relationships. When you are no longer looking, seeking, demanding, expecting, needing anyone else to show you the love that you haven't found within first. So no one can love you more than they love themselves, even though people say that sometimes, but it isn't actually true. You cannot love somebody more than you love yourself. And if you're trying to do that, all you are deeply crying out for and searching for and seeking for is to receive the same love back. But what you don't realize is it's like the boomerang effect, and which came first, the chicken or the egg. You have to love yourself that much first, and then you can experience that love with another. You can't go out seeking more love than you already have for yourself. It doesn't work that way. It's sort of a relief, because then you realize that everything that I want in love starts with me. So I can stop looking for it on the outside, because I'm not gonna find it any more than what I already have for myself. I may as well work on the love that I want by cultivating it within myself first. And it's hard because many of us don't want to be alone. But the beauty of that is then once you have that, the irony is you don't need it as much. So then you start to attract the same level of love. The beauty of having that within you is that you never lose it. Nobody can ever ruin it, walk away with it. And so therefore endings and loss, there's always grief involved, because there's a detachment process. When people do leave our lives, that can be sad, because some people bring out such a beautiful expression of the love we have for ourselves when we are with them. But just remember that the love never dies or leaves. It never is outside of you, no matter who's in your life. Once you really get that, then you become so much more peaceful, because there isn't that need and that constant seeking to get validation that you are loved and lovable on behalf of people who most likely don't have self-love for themselves. Think of the madness, right? Can you spot the madness in this scheme? Once you really get that, then yes, you can yearn and crave, enjoy sharing that love, but there isn't a need to fill any kind of void, because nothing is missing, because the love is within you. It always was, and it always is. The mastery of love really begins with self-love, and then everything emanates from there. It's just a question of whether or not you choose to acknowledge what is right under your nose, right? We are here to love, and we are here to be loved. It's as simple as that. On that note, love and light. Be well.